Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Alberici here with a new video. It's MLB second half predictions. So in March, I did the beginning of the year predictions for what's going to happen throughout the year. But now, since the deadline's over, let's do second half because obviously things change. So it was a crazy deadline, and I apologize. This video's out a little bit later, but like I thought about it too. You got to see like how teams are going to look before you do predictions. You don't want to do it the day after the deadline. Well, that won't look good. So if you wait a week, like I'm doing, now you can see how teams are a little bit more. But the guys are like, all right, so let's do it. So crazy deadline. It was really tough. I did that Soto video. I deleted it because it was really tough seeing him go. But on the bright side, a lot of good young talent back, and the Nationals farm system's loaded now. So they're going to be, I keep saying 2-3 years, they could be back in contention again. I would still love for Soto to be back in free agency in 2 years. That'd be amazing, but it is what it is. I mean, for me, we got something for him instead of losing in free agency. That's all that matters. So, and the funny thing is, tonight he plays in D.C. with the Padres. So that's going to be wild. So, here we go. So I'll start with AL predictions. I'm not going to do like who's going to win wild card round. I'm just going to do who's going to make it and who's going to win the World Series. You know what I mean? Or what the ALCS and NLCS is going to be. You know what I mean? So, and like MVP, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So, here we go. So, AL, we have our first place teams. You have the Yankees, the Guardians, and the Astros. So, two of the divisions are locked up, basically. The Blue Jays aren't catching the Yankees, and the Astros aren't getting caught. So, both of those teams they're in no matter what. The Central, that's up for grabs right now. The White Sox are losing so many easy games, man. They're such a disappointment. Now without Tim Anderson, it's going to be very tough. As of right now, I'm going to have to say the Guardians are going to win the division because look at the teams that are in that division. Think about it. You know what I mean? They have a lot of good young pitching. And you have the Tigers and Royals. You play them like every 10 days, it feels like. Every time you look at the schedule, they're at Kansas City. Yeah, they're home against Detroit. So they're my 3 division winners out of the AL. So that's, but, and my wild card teams, there's 3 now. Remember that, there's 3. I'm going to go with the Blue Jays, the Rays, and the Mariners. I think, Tampa still, the Twins to me, the Twins they are what they are. You know what I mean? They are what they are. They're just not. They're not really a fun team to see at all. Correa's overrated. He'll opt out. I wouldn't even opt out if I was him because he don't deserve any money. I just stay in that contract. Yeah, so that's my American League right there. Now off to the National League. You have first place the Mets, the Cardinals, and the Dodgers. The Mets, they're going to win the East. I thought a couple weeks ago the Braves were going to win it, but now the Mets and the Dodgers have that locked up. 16, it would take, I think, a high school team to go out there and play against a bunch of major leaguers. The only way that the Dodgers would lose that division. And in the Central, the Cardinals should win that. Milwaukee's a half game back, but Milwaukee's bats, there's something missing over there. You know what I mean? They trade Hader too. It's like they have no idea what they're doing. It's hard. It's bad. And the wild card, Milwaukee will make a wild card, I think. I mean, it depends. I don't know, but I'm going to start with the 2 obvious ones. The Padres obviously be a wild card, and the Braves. To me, the Phillies, I know people are going to call me a Phillies hater, but I'm not really. I could care less. No matter who gets his last wild card, it's going to be one and done. So, I mean, the Phillies do have to still play, the Mets and the Braves. Milwaukee still has the edge on the. They play the Cubs, Pitt, and Cincinnati a lot. So I don't know. It doesn't really matter because whoever makes this is gonna lose as soon as they get in. I just think the Phillies, to me, like they lose a lot of easy games, and like everybody loves their bullpen and Alvarado, and now they love their bullpen and but Alvarado stinks. He's overrated, and Schwarber, he's got calf issues now, and Harper will be back, but who knows how he's going to be with that thumb or whatever he hurt his thumb. So if they could be a consistent team, the Phillies, and not like who's like they did yesterday 3-0, and then you have to come back in games and this and that. Like it's gonna wear and tear on them, and like at the end of the year they might have a collapse as they always do at the end of September. So I already picked the most obvious ones to make the playoffs. In the AL, somebody take a wild card flyer here and say the Brewers are gonna get in over them. But I mean I could be wrong. But I'm not Hoskins. To me, he's just a home run guy. He can't do nothing else. They're just, to me, the Phillies are not. You know what I mean? Right? Thompson taking over and Girardi. Like, what's the difference? Like, they're the same team. They could have still played good. Think about that. So, but it doesn't really matter. Whoever makes that last wild card, I think in both leagues is one and done. It doesn't really matter. So let me go. And obviously, the teams that won't make it. Orioles, Red Sox, Twins, White Sox, disappointing White Sox. LaRusso will probably be fired. Royals, Tigers, Rangers, Angels, A's. That's AL. Then NL, Phillies, Marlins, Nats at 37-76. Cubs, Pirates, Reds, Giants, Diamondbacks, Rockies. Not Cardinals, my bad. So that's AL right there. And NL. That's who's not making it. So. All right, so here we go. I don't know who would play who, but I'm just going to do ALCS versus ALCS and NLCS in the World Series. And I don't know who's going to play who and how many games. I don't care about that. I just care. Like, when football's on a Sunday night game, there's an NLDS game on. Well, what are you going to watch? I'm going to watch football. So I don't really care about the NL or ALDS. You know what I mean? I care about elimination games. Like, that's fun. Like, I obviously watch when it's on the week, when there's nothing on TV in October. Oh, of course. But if, like, a football game's on or something, because you always have guys in fantasy, you know what I mean? So, but, here we go. So ALCS, I'm going to have in this Yankees, Astros. That's the most obvious one. So Yankees, Astros. How Houston's playing now, man. Houston's gonna go to the World Series again. I think the Yankees. It's just weird. It's they get all these guys, but they like flounder. Like it's just weird. They've always been a good, successful, winning franchise, but haven't won a World Series since 2009. So. Give me the Astros going to the World Series. I think in that, I'll say in that, I think it'll go to a Game 7. Astros will probably have the highest seats. They'll get the home field advantage too. So I think Houston right there, smooth sailing right there into the World Series. Game 7. Home like that, it's big. Then NL. Dodgers. I'm going to throw a wild card one out there because, the Mets, they have all these guys, DeGrom, and Scherzer, but somebody's going to get hurt by the end of the year. Rematch of last year. I'm going to go Dodgers, Braves in the NLCS. I like Spencer Strider in Atlanta, man. That guy's a beast. Then you got Acuna, but I think people are saying, oh, Padres, but other than, you don't know how Tatis is going to be. Machado, he should be all right. But, Bell's been struggling since he went there. Soto is finally starting to hit a little bit. So, they're pitching. You don't have to I don't like Snell. Hader might blow one of those games in there. But I think, I don't think, the Padres are ready yet. They'll win they might win the wild card round maybe. But they wouldn't play the Braves, so. Should be fun, though. I think the Dodgers win in like 5 though, just because Freddie Freeman's gonna want revenge. But so now we got the World Series. Dodgers, Astros, same as what 2017. Well, I guess the Dodgers are gonna win it. This time. You know what I mean? Because like the Astros don't have Cole. Greinke was not a big deal, but Cole. It'll be 3 losses in a row for the Astros in the World Series. Nats, Braves, now Dodgers. I mean, it is what it is. I think Dodgers will win this one in 6. At the beginning of the year, I was calling the Dodgers frauds because they would lose a lot of games that you shouldn't lose. Like they would be swept out by the Pirates and shit at home. And then when the Nats came in and 2 weeks ago, the Nats took 2 games out of 3. I was like, huh? But I think now, second half, they understand, like, all right, we got to take care of business. And they're already in no matter what. But the differential is plus 236, dude. 236. That's amazing. And it's probably going to be close to 300 by the end of the season ends. That's crazy. So, that's that. On that, Dodgers 2022 World Champs. And Nationals will be the worst team, and they'll get the number 1 pick next year. That's fine. So, so now we do Cy Youngs for both leagues. Well, a positive thing for the Astros is their Cy Young's going to be Verlander. So he's going to win Cy Young for AL. And NL is going to go with Alcantara, Sandy Alcantara. Guy's a beast. I mean, even though he loses some games and he goes 9 innings, he'll get the loss. But dude, like, he's just unbeat. He's just unstoppable. You know what I mean? He's 10-5, but he's on the Marlins. But he's gonna get at Cy Young because, nobody else is really, Burns, but he ain't gonna give it a guy back to back. I don't think. You have Wheeler, but Wheeler, his best year I think was 2020. Had a good year, but. Yeah, so that's your Cy Youngs. Rookies of the Year, NL, Spencer Strider. I think there's nobody else in the NL right now that's, like, capable. O'Neal Cruz, I don't think he's going to have enough at bat. I don't know, but he's not. You do have Michael Harris, but I think you're going to give it to Strider because, he, just put himself known in that Braves rotation. And AL, it's going to be Julio Rodriguez. That kid's, he's a beast, He's really all I got now because Kelenic, he's not good, and Noelvi Marte just got traded in that Castillo deal. I don't understand why they would trade Noelvi, but whatever. Now we do MVPs. At the beginning of the year, I had Vlad AL, Soto NL. Well, obviously that's both gonna change. NL is gonna be Goldschmidt because I thought he was going to die off, but now he's doing good. Excuse me. Then AL, it's going to be Judge. You know what I mean? That guy, his walk here, you know what I mean? They're going to give it to him. He's a Yankee. People are saying Ohtani. People love him, but I don't think he's going to win it 2 years in a row. And I don't think, because the Angels are down here and the Yankees are up here, it would make 0 sense. Jose Ramirez will be, in the running, but he'll be 3rd. This is like NL. You'll have Goldie 1, Betts in there. Pete Alonso could be in there. Manny could be in there. I don't really know Arenado's numbers. I know they're good, but that's like. Austin Riley's even having a solid year. He's always been consistent, but yeah, there it is. So that's my predictions video. I wanted to get this in quicker because my phone's at like 10%. So you gotta get that shit done. So within the next month, I'm gonna have NFL season predictions. I won't do an NFL halfway midpoint one, you know what I mean? Because there's no really, I'll just do season predictions for that. And when the playoffs come, I'll do, my wild card predictions. I'll do something for that, or week 17, whatever, 18, whatever it is, week 18 now. So look for Labor Day weekend. You'll get an NFL one, because I don't want to do one now and preseason's going on. If somebody gets hurt, it screws it all up. So hope everybody enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy the rest of your, until I do my next video. Enjoy the summer. It's basically almost done. So before you know it, time to put on the mittens. You'll be outside shoveling in mid-January. It's the worst, I know. But hope everybody stay safe. Enjoy your sports life and enjoy life. All right, guys. See you next time.